Dear Santa Claus, this year for Christmas, I would like to have an all-barbarian D&D Christmas game. Thank you very much, and please tell Rudolph that his nose is very nice.
Merry Christmas!
Okay, everybody, you're all standing in front of the door, which leads deeper into the dungeon. What do you do?
It's stabby time!
You're going to stab the door?
Yeah. Why?
Well then, I'm gonna hit the door with my sword then. I'm gonna cast fireball at the door, yeah. I'm gonna squish Fat Cat's face into the keyhole and see what he can see.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the door with my axe.
You all hit the door for lots of damage, and it's done now. You all gained 10,000 experience points for defeating the door, and you're level 10 now.
Wait, we have to do math? I didn't know the being a rogue was this hard.
Yeah, well, the life of a fighter is hard too. I mean, this helmet sure makes my neck hurt. Did anybody else notice that my fireball didn't seem to work?
Oh yeah, Fat Cat's head was too big for the keyhole. I think I might have murdered him.
Okay, everybody, that door was all I really had prepared for this week's game session. So we're done now. But I'll see everybody next week to find out what's inside the room. Dear Santa Claus, an all-barbarian D&D Christmas game was a very bad idea. Thank you for nothing, and tell Rudolph that his nose looks really dumb.
Welcome to the DM Lair. I'm Luke Hart, and I've been a Dungeon Master since high school. On this channel, I give practical Dungeon Master advice that you can implement at your game table. Today in the Lair, I'll be giving you 20 awesome D&D gift ideas for that special someone or that nerdy someone that you just don't know what to get for. There will be links to everything I mentioned down in the description, and they are affiliate links, so they do help the channel out. So if you hate me and everything that I'm doing, you probably shouldn't click them. As a quick reminder before we jump in, I do stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch, so if you got D&D questions for me or buy one of these gifts and would like to file a formal complaint, there's a link to my Twitch channel down below. I'm actually gonna do anything about any complaints that I get because I'm not the manufacturer, but if it makes you feel better, you go ahead. Number 1, the Game Master's Book of Random Encounters. You know, I actually have this book. Whee! Yeah, I got this book. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a little bit of stuff from this book that's really cool. First thing here is that there are 8 one-shot adventures complete with read-aloud text and maps. I mention the read-aloud text because some adventure publishers are lazy and don't include read-aloud text. And that's lazy. Did I mention that that's lazy? It also details tons of useful locations that you can use in your D&D games, complete with detailed maps. For instance, taverns, inns, shops, and guild halls, temples, tombs, and crypts, the great outdoors, such as ruins, treetop villages, and smugglers' coves, homes, hideouts, labs and lairs, rooftops, alleys, and tunnels. Yeah, there's lots of locations, lots of maps in here that are gonna be very, very useful for you, or whoever you're getting this gift for. Bottom line, this is a great DM resource for your homebrew game or to supplement a module you're running. Number 2, the Book of Random Tables. Let's just pretend that you're sitting around and have no idea what to make an adventure about. Well, how about 1,000 adventure ideas to kickstart your creativity? Yeah, that's what you're gonna find in this book. Very, very cool, useful, get the juices flowing. Whee! That was kinda dumb. That's what I do around here, I do dumb. However, quick, big, huge footnote here. It does not include the adventures themselves. You still would need to create them. People on Amazon were all complaining like, oh, it didn't have the adventures in them. I'm like, dude, it's 1,000 adventures. You really think that you're gonna find 1,000 adventures in one book? Like, you're nuts, dude. So yeah, it just has the ideas. You still need to make them yourself. Like, yeah. Some people in Amazon comments need to like calm down a little bit and use their brains from time to time. I don't know, just saying. Number 3, Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Master's Screen Wilderness Kit. This Dungeon Master screen is specifically designed for adventuring in harsh wildernesses. It includes tables for weather, foraging, navigation, food, and water needs, ship speeds, and more. I feel like if you're running a module like Rime of the Frostmaiden or Tomb of Annihilation, it could be particularly useful for you. Number 4, Heroes Feast, Dungeons & Dragons, the official D&D cookbook. Okay, did somebody make a D&D cookbook? Yeah, this sounds good. All right, this is a cookbook that invites fantasy lovers to celebrate the unique culinary creations and traditions of their favorite fictional characters. Okay, whatever, it has recipes for food in it. I'm sure you're gonna like it. All 80 dishes, developed by a professional chef, I might add, are delicious, easy to prepare, and composed of wholesome ingredients readily found in our world, which is an important note because it's fantasy recipes, and there are only fantasy ingredients like wyvern's tail. You're probably not gonna be able to make it, but yeah, you can actually make these recipes. Recipes include elven bread, iron rations, savory hand pies, orc bacon, Amphel braised beef, Hamlet golden brown roasted turkey, it's a long name, drow mushroom steaks, and pan-fried knucklehead trout. I wonder if the drow mushroom steaks have actual drow in them. Number 5, the Young Adventurers Collection. This is a set of 4 books to introduce younger players to D&D. It includes Monsters and Creatures, Warriors and Weapons, Dungeons and Tomes, and Wizards and Spells. Now, I've run a group for young kids for quite some time now, so I'm gonna kind of spitball here based on my experiences. If you're looking for D&D books for kids that are 12 and under, then this might be exactly what you want. However, if they're about 13 and above, I would just get them the regular D&D books. Number 6, Critical Role, The Chronicles of Exandria, Deluxe Edition. I hope I did just mispronounce Exandria. Some whole bunch of people are gonna yell at me. Like, Luke, that's not how you say that. This book illustrates the adventures of the characters in the 2nd season of Critical Role. It has 264 pages of art created by the Critical Role community with accompanying text by the cast. And there's lots of other really cool stuff in there that any fan of Critical Role is probably going to love. Number 7, TASHA'S Cauldron of Everything. This is a D&D rules expansion that includes expanded subclasses, more character options, group patrons, puzzles, and other goodies. Now, the book is currently available, but prior to its release, a lot of the content was conveniently leaked, so you could probably do an internet search and get a whole bunch of information about all the specifics about what's in that book. Number 8, Forged Dice Company Mimic Chest Dice Storage Box. Okay, did we just mention a dice box shaped like a mimic? Do I need to say any more? Just go buy this thing. If not as a present for yourself, it's a mimic, you put dice in it, it's a beautiful thing. Number 9, Adventurer's Bag, Dungeons & Dragons Travel Bag. All right, so let's pretend whoever you're trying to get this gift for is sitting there. You know that they have tons of D&D crap. They gotta carry it all around with them everywhere they go. And you're like, how can I help them? How can I help them get from point A to point B without dropping most of their crap along the way? Well, travel bag. I'm such a good salesman. Okay. This travel bag, you can put in it figures, your little figurines, the miniatures and stuff. It has a front pocket on it, and also there's a big, huge central compartment where you can store books, like 3 or 4 D&D books, so it's pretty good. Number 10, Condition Markers Set. Are you always forgetting which conditions are affecting creatures and characters, such as paralyzed or poisoned or other conditions? Would you like a circular condition marker that fits around a miniature with a circular 1-inch base that can conveniently remind you of all of the conditions that are affecting a character? Well, if so, you need to get yourself some of these, or buy it for someone else that might want them. I actually probably should get some of these myself, because this is actually one of the things that's annoying for me at the game table. I use little buttons right now with different colors, and it's kind of works, but kind of not. So yeah, how about somebody buy these for me? Wonder if that'll work. Number 11, Customizable RPG Item Spellbook and Reference Card Holder. All right, this is a pocket-sized 3x4-inch book designed to hold poker-sized cards. You can use it to hold your 5th edition spell cards and any other reference cards you may need for your game. And it also includes 54 blank cards that you can write your own notes and reference information on. Number 12, Dungeon Master Starter Kit. Reversible Dungeon Item Token Objects. That's a very interesting name. These are basically map grid tiles used in place of a battle mat or on top of an existing battle mat. It also contains dungeon objects such as doors and stairs and treasure. So you can put those on top of your battle mat to like show where all the cool stuff is. Number 13, Aged Paper. The paper is very, very old. It's like really old. It's a commodity. You should definitely get it. It's like fine wine. It gets better as it gets older. Actually, this is just paper that looks old, and you can use it to write handouts to your players. You can either write directly on it or use it in your printer, like I do. Number 14, wax seal set. All right, so you got the aged paper, you're making a handout for your players. Do you know how you can make it even cooler? Use some actual wax, melt it on there, and make an impression on there. Add little wax seals to your handouts. Very, very cool. This is what I do for my groups when we're playing in person, of course. This comes with the melting spoon, little beads of wax, and a candle, because you need to heat the wax up. If it didn't come with a candle, you'd be stuck. What would you do without the candle? Where else are you gonna find a candle? Anyway, these work very, very well, and they're far better. There are some sorts of wax you can get, the stick of wax, and there's like a wick inside the wax, and you're supposed to light that wick on fire and then melt the beads of, it doesn't work. Don't get those. This set right here is much better. I have some of those that have the wick inside the sealing wax, and it just doesn't work super well. Like you're doing drip, 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 and then by the time you get enough wax on there that you can actually use your seal to make an impression, half of it's dry. So yeah, don't get that. Get this one right here. You want the melting spoon and the beads. So much better. Number 15, nerdy parents to be must-haves. All right, here we go. I'm gonna just kind of shower you with a bunch of little cool things that if you're an expecting parent, you might want to get these for your kids because yeah, they're pretty cool. The ABCs of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons children's book. The 1, 2, 3s of D&D and other children's books. D&D onesies. Okay, you guys, these are freaking awesome. Get these for your kids. Put your kids in these. Trust me, it's awesome. Like, I want to see more little kids with these D&D onesies on. Like, it'd be so awesome. Jumbo foam polyhedral dice set. Get your kids rolling dice early in life, or just use them as decorative items in your home, because that's what nerds do, right? Don't take offense to the whole nerds thing. I'm a nerd. We're all nerds. It's good. It is now cool to be a nerd. Number 16, Black Dragon Hourglass. Let your players know that time is ticking in style with this sand hourglass with twin dragon heads as holders. It's actually pretty stinking slick looking. It also, the timer on it is for 5 minutes as well, which is a pretty useful time to be able to just have at the table. Number 17, the Book of Holding. Okay, this has a very, very cool cover on it, and the book itself contains blank grid paper for taking notes. And Dungeon Masters, maybe, just maybe, these books are magical and will compel players to take notes and not forget everything. Maybe. Number 18, The Adventures of Record Keeping for Game Masters. All right, you got something for your players to hopefully take notes in, and now here is a campaign record keeping journal for Game Masters. And the cover on it is very, very cool because, you know, judge a book by the cover. That's what we do around here. Number 19, How to Draw Fantasy Art and RPG Maps, Step-by-Step Cartography. Yeah, basically this is a step-by-step guide for drawing landscapes, iconography, typography, and heraldry. There's like a word in there that's really hard for me to pronounce. But if the dude you're getting a gift for wants to draw maps and stuff, this is what you want. Number 20, D&D Dice Tray. All right, guys, this is a beautiful dice tray with an awesome dragon's mouth on the rolling surface. And the inside of the lid doubles as a second dice tray just in case your buddy forgot his rolling instruments again. Rolling instruments? His dice? His tray? Forgot his tray. Also, because the dice tray has a lid, it serves as a box to hold your dice in. Yeah, that's good. Don't forget to follow me over on Twitch to ask me your dungeon mastering questions and just hang out after a crappy day at work. Let me know the best D&D gift you ever got down in the comments. Next week, I'll be discussing problem player types and how to deal with them. But until then, click right here to watch my 2019 D&D Gift Ideas video for even more cool D&D gift ideas. And until next time, let's play D&D.